again this year, we're kicking off today, right now, the 2013 West Virginia Scholar Program, brought to you by Metro News, MVB Bank, and West Virginia Wesleyan. And this is a program where we are going to invite all high school juniors in West Virginia, all high school juniors, to apply for this scholarship to West Virginia Wesleyan. And the winner, and we're going to talk about the details, how you do it, the winner gets a 4-year full ride at West Virginia Wesleyan valued at $125,000. A full ride valued at $125,000. Joining us to talk about it is MVB Bank's Lauren Bozick. Lauren, good morning.
Good morning, Hoppy. How are you?
I'm great. Good to see you. And John Waltz, in charge of admissions at West Virginia Wesleyan. Hello, John.
Hey, Hoppy. How are you doing?
I'm great, man.
Great.
Well, this is, I don't know how many years we've done this, 3 or 4 years?
Yep. Into our fifth, I believe, the beginning of our 5th year this year.
Our 5th year. And this is, you know, when I was cutting some promos for this, and I thought, we really have to emphasize, because people don't, in today's climate, they don't believe it. Like, what do you mean, 4-year free ride? What's the catch? There really is no catch to this. This is a 4-year full scholarship valued at $125,000, room and board, the books, everything, to West Virginia Wesleyan.
Yeah, it's it's really an exciting time. And first of all, we really have to thank our partnership with West Virginia Radio and also with MVB Bank. We appreciate their support for this. And it's really been a life-changing opportunity for one student each year, also for some runners-up who receive generous scholarship prizes. But the awesome thing about it has been that about 60 or 70% of the students who have applied for the program who have not won have also enrolled at West Virginia Wesleyan. A lot of times that's been because they've been top candidates for a lot of our other scholarships, academic awards, and other things. And so it's really opened that up for a lot of students.
And Lauren Bozick of MVB Bank, it's a pleasure to have you guys on as our title sponsor this year. Thank you.
We are very excited. We think it's a great cause. And, you know, there are so many kids out there who dream of going to college and may not have the entire financial means, or, you know, may need tuition or may need books. And it's a great way to help someone out and get a college education. You
know, I've known you for a long time. Of course, when you were going to college, you were working here before you went to MVB. But one of the neat things is a student, later this year, we're going to award the scholarship. Then a student is like, the pressure's off. Everything's taken care of. And can you imagine how that's going to benefit some students?
Well, I can. I was lucky enough to receive the Promise when I was here, and some other smaller scholarships that help pay for books and everything. And it's fantastic because you can focus on school and you can get good grades, and you don't have the worry of how am I going to pay for food this week, or how am I going to go spend $100 on a textbook. You don't have that worry, and it really allows you to focus on what you need to, and that's getting an education.
Exactly. John, let's talk about how, again, this is open to every current high school junior in West Virginia. How do they apply?
All they need to do is go to West Virginia Scholar, wvscholar.com. All the information is right there, and that information is transmitted directly to West Virginia Wesleyan College. When they do that, it's at no cost to the student whatsoever. Of course, they do need to eventually send a transcript, and they write some statements, and then that group is pared down to a group of finalists. But again, what's really great also for the student is this will become their application for admission to West Virginia Wesleyan. So again, as she was mentioning, when they're seniors, that's another thing they won't have to worry about doing. They'll already have that step sort of out of the way. And again, a lot of these students are winners, have become really some of the greatest ambassadors for the school, and folks that have really given back, not only in community service, but in meaningful ways in athletics and performing arts and in so many other things.
We're kicking off this year's West Virginia Scholar Program, brought to you by Metro News, West Virginia Wesleyan, and MVB Bank, our title sponsor this year. And John, I know often when we get into this, a student and a parent or a guardian or a grandparent's going to tell their kid about it, and they're going to go, well, look, I have a 3.7, that's pretty good, or a 3.5 or 3.4, and I know all these kids have 4.0s. The grades are important, but it's not just about the grades, right?
No, absolutely not. And, you know, some of our winners haven't had the highest GPA of the group of finalists. Oftentimes, just like students that apply to Wesleyan, you know, we read all of these applications together one at a time, along with our sponsors and representatives, and we love to read the essays and the things that they have to say. And a lot of times we're just looking for a really well-rounded student, one that participates in, again, a lot of activities, that gives back to his or her community. And we know that there are those types of students all over the state, and the test score and a GPA don't always tell the whole story.
No, they don't. Lauren, you probably had a pretty good GPA, but It's not just the GPA. The essay is really important. The personal interview is important, and the service part. What has this student done outside of school, which really might catch the eye of the people who are doing the judging.
Yeah, I actually remember going through my process, and I remember them telling me, look, we're not just looking at your grades, and while those are important, we want a well-rounded individual. We want someone that goes out in the community or plays sports or they're in clubs, and, you know, we want someone who can balance multiple things, because in college, you know, you're working, you're going to school, you know, you're trying to fit in extracurriculars and hanging out with friends, and it's all a balancing act, so they definitely look at that.
Need, John, is a part of it, too. It's not the sole factor, but there is a need factor that comes in. If somebody has a particular need, that might be weighed in as well.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's really just been part of the the mission of the college is always to try to find from the admission and financial aid side to make college affordable to each situation, and we know that's important, more important now than ever. And of course, a lot of students think with private education that that's a very difficult thing, and we find that oftentimes through these types of programs that we can make the school much more affordable than other schools. So again, that's just an extension of this program.
Lauren, when I talk to people about this, I say, look, make sure that you apply. Don't think, well, I could never win this, or I would have no chance, or I'm not going to worry about it. Go ahead and apply, because it's open to every high school junior in West Virginia, but you'd be surprised how many kids just don't do it. Just don't take part. So you have to take the time to apply. And I know previous stories, guys. Maybe the winner or runner-up, they said, you know, I wasn't going to do it. And my dad kept riding me. My mom said, do it. You know, just do it. Just make the application.
Oh, we've put $125,000 on the table. I mean, I don't see why you wouldn't just take the time to sit down and spend a Saturday to go through the application process and just take a stab at it. Because, like you said, I mean, you never know. There's been such a wide range of kids in the past that have won it. So, you know, there's nothing to say that anyone's ruled out,
right.
You know.
And even if you don't win, you might qualify for one of the other scholarships that John's talked about, or just the experience of going through. It's going to help you to go through the experience.
Yeah,
oh,
absolutely. I mean, that's just the advice that we really give to students about any scholarships, or to, you know, you only get these opportunities one time. Once you're in college, it becomes much more difficult to find scholarships. So now's the time to fill out everything, even if it means writing the same essay a few times or going through that over and over. You're right. Almost every winner has really come back and said, "Oh man, I didn't think I had any chance at winning," and that's been the statement from almost all of them as they've gone through it.
And if you're ever at, and Lauren, I know you'll be at the banquet this year. You've never been there before, but John's been every year. When you're there at that banquet, and the 10 or 12 finalists are there, and then the winners are announced, I mean, even me as a cold fish, I tear up a little bit, because it's very.
Oh my gosh!
It's very moving, isn't it, John?
It is, and it's absolutely one of my favorite moments of the year, because we're not just bringing together, you know, a random group of students. It's certainly folks that have. I mean, we usually have an average, you know, really high GPA from this group of students, and then the finalist group always represents such a different broad range of talents, and so it's really unique to bring them together. And there's always just a true emotion that comes from a student winning that award, and how appreciative they are, but really how proud they and their families are of what they've done and where they've gotten to.
Additionally, sponsoring our program this year, Brick Street Insurance, the West Virginia Forestry Association, West Virginia Education Association, Friends of Coal, and Metro News, all sponsors. But Lauren, we really want to thank MVB as our title sponsor this year. It's great that you guys are on board.
Oh, we're very excited. We're very excited to be part of this program, and you know, we're looking forward to help give someone a college education. I mean, it's unbelievable that we can do that.
It's a life-changing experience. John, once again, they can apply at Wesleyan or apply on the Metro News website, right?
Yeah, it's at wvscholar.com. That's the website they need to go to, and they can get to it right up the Metro News website as well. And really, again, a really simple process, and doesn't take very much time. They just write a statement and go through that, and then if they move along in the process, obviously they have a few other tasks to do as they get there. But again, no one should let the applying part be a barrier to them. It's at no cost to the student whatsoever.
Right, and the winner gets a a scholarship, full scholarship to West Virginia Wesleyan, 4-year scholarship valued at $125,000. It covers 4 years of tuition, fees, and room and board at West Virginia Wesleyan.